Our story begins with the Big Bang. The Big Bang is a theory which says that the universe began from a very small object which exploded. This theory is fundamental to the rest of this story, and therefore I think it's worth stopping and looking at the evidence for this astonishing theory. In this episode, we're going to look at how the Big Bang theory was predicted from other theories. And then, in the second episode, we'll look at the evidence which establishes whether this theory is true. There are three main predictions which led to the theory of the Big Bang. The first one deals with the expansion of the universe. The second one deals with radiation which fills the universe. And the third one talks about the ratios of different types of atoms. So, first of all, let's look at what happened leading up to the first of these three predictions, the expansion of the universe. Many years ago, astronomers thought that the universe was static. For example, Isaac Newton, in 1687, wrote about the universe being static, and he believed that it must be static, stationary, unchanging, because the heavens, far away from the earth, were the closest thing to God, and God obviously never changed, so the heavens couldn't change. The Greeks had believed this, and it was still believed in Newton's time. In 1915, Albert Einstein came up with the theory of general relativity, and his field equations predicted that the universe should contract under its own gravity. Now he believed, just like Isaac Newton had, that the universe was stable and unchanging, and partly for the same reason that he believed in God. So, to overcome this problem, he invented an extra constant, a cosmological constant, which he added into the theory, which explained why the universe did not contract. So we now come to the first prediction, which leads to the Big Bang theory. Alexander Friedman used Einstein's equations, and he found a possible solution to them which Einstein had not found. This solution being that the universe was expanding. Then you did not need Einstein's extra constant. Einstein did not like this result. He thought that there was something wrong with the mathematics, that it was suspect. In 1927, the Belgian priest Georges Lemaitre discovered the same solution as Friedman had, but he developed the theory further. He said that looking back in time, the universe must have been smaller if it was expanding, and that therefore there must have been a beginning. And he called this the primeval atom or the cosmic egg. The second theory, which led to the Big Bang, was that given in 1948 by Alpha and Herman. And they predicted that if the Big Bang theory was true, if Lemaitre's theory was true, it wasn't called the Big Bang in those days, but if this theory of an expanding universe was true, and that if it had begun with a tremendous explosion, then the universe should be filled with weak radiation. Weak because the universe had expanded and stretched out the radiation and made it weaker. This radiation was in fact so weak that nobody was able to find it for quite a few years. But that's the second prediction. The third prediction, which leads to the Big Bang theory, came again in 1948 and again from Ralph Alpha, this time working with George Gamow, and they predicted that the Big Bang would create atoms of hydrogen and helium and other atoms in the proportions which have been observed in the universe. Now, in fact, it turns out their calculations were not quite correct, but since then people have redone the calculations, and we can indeed, by using knowledge about how atoms are created in stars, which we'll talk about in later videos, that we can indeed understand the ratios of atoms that we find in the universe today. So those are the three main predictions which led to the Big Bang theory. The theory about the expansion of the universe, which is the main one. The prediction that it should have led to a background radiation filling all space, and that it should have led to the current ratio of the atoms. Next episode we'll talk about the evidence that supports these three predictions. Thank you for watching.